everyone, my name is Tina Smith, and today I get to share a project with you for Papertrey Ink. I'm so glad you can join me. I'm excited to be here at the Papertrey Ink's YouTube channel, and today we're going to create a card with a few brand new items that just arrived over at the Papertrey Ink shop. We're going to be using the Spring Carrots die. I love layers, and I love that there is a solid and then a detail piece with these carrots in 3 different sizes, and there's also a variety of carrot toppers, so we're going to use this for our project. For my sentiment, I'm going to be using the Spring Greeting stamp set, and for my background, I love textures on my background, so this is going to be perfect for that. This is the Delicate Circle die. I love all the detail in here, and I think it's going to create a great background for my project. Now I wanted a home to put my carrots, my spring carrots in, and I thought that the Vase Collection number 7 would be a perfect home for that. You can stamp a layered bucket, and then there is a coordinating die to go with it. So we're going to put all these together and create a project. Starting off, we're going to do some die cutting. I'm going to start with the Spring Carrots die set and also the Delicate Circle. We're going to die cut everything out with white cardstock first. And so let's take this out of our package here. We're going to start by creating our background with white. And I want to cut 4 carrots, so I'm going to leave enough room. I'm going to double up on the smallest carrot. So we'll cut that out twice. And then we're going to create 2 of these carrot tops and then 2 of the smaller one. So I'll have to go back in and die cut that out. I'm going to grab another piece of white cardstock. Actually 2, and then we're going to die cut out this lovely polka dot carrot, and then our large swirl. I'm kind of going to space them apart because I want to do my ink blending inside the cardstock. It's just going to be easier. And then I'll die cut out 2 of the smaller carrots here. Okay, and then of course we're going to die cut out our Delicate Circle too, all at once. So I'm going to run all of these through our die cutting machine, and I'll be right back. Once I have everything die cut, we're going to put these aside. And you can see here I left them in the paper. I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to lightly tack it with some Post-it note tape. So I'll flip this around, and I'm going to do the same thing to the carrot toppers over here. I'm not too concerned about the background because we're going to leave those white. So we'll actually punch those out. Punch those out. So we have 4 carrot backs. And you can see how lovely the Delicate Circle is. So pretty. We're going to set this aside and do a little ink blending. The inks that I'm going to be using are for Papertrey Ink. And okay, I picked out a few colors, and I'm going to be using my finger daubers to color in my carrots. For the 3 carrots, I have melon berry, orange zest, berry sorbet, and then for my carrot toppers we're going to be using simply chartreuse and then also new leaf. So let's zoom in, and to color these in again I'm going to be using my finger daubers. Let's start off with our orange zest. It's a traditional orange. I'm just going to ink this up and go right over. I kind of want to go heavy on the bottom, and then I'm going to fade out on one side because I want to add this is going to give me a little bit of dimension on my carrot. And I think that's going to work out great. After we have our orange zest and our largest carrot colored in, we're going to go in with our polka dot carrot, and for that I wanted to use the berry sorbet. I know it's not orange, but I think it's going to work out because it's a corally color, and it's going to add just a little bit of a variety to my carrots here. And I'm going to intensify the color on one side just so we have a little shading. I want to darken the edge on this side over here just a little bit more. Okay, and that was our berry sorbet. And for one of our smallest carrots, we're going to use melon berry. And for my other small carrot, I'm going to bring back that sorbet the berry sorbet, and we'll color that in. Now, it kind of looks like a hot mess, so we can go ahead and remove these. And once we remove all the small pieces, it's going to look a lot nicer here. And then for our carrot tops, we're going to use our Simply Chartreuse. I like this color. And we'll use the Simply Chartreuse for the larger carrots. And I'm going to go around the edge, intensify that color, and then I'm going to kind of fade out to light. And I want to let you know too that there is embossed detail on these, which makes it really nice. We'll do the same thing over here. Intensify that ink on the end and then just kind of fade out to the rest. And we'll do the same thing with our new leaf. And our coloring is done. We're going to set these aside and we will punch these out. Okay, I went ahead and punched all my little pieces out, and now we're going to do a layering. Now you could do this two ways. I'm going to layer it just right on top. But if you wanted to sandwich the stem between another layer, let me show you with the small one. You could very well do that. You could, let's see. You could sandwich it between it, you can see here. But I'm not too concerned about the back showing because we're going to put those in a bucket. So let's use our tape runner, flip around our carrots here, and we'll add this to the base layer. And again, I'm just leaving it white because I love the lacy look of that. But isn't that gorgeous? That's so pretty. We'll do the same thing to our large. If you wanted to use glue, you can very well use glue. But tape runner seems to be works out great. Let's add our polka dot to our medium carrot. Isn't that pretty? Just love this. And we'll do our last carrot. This one has the melon berry. Easy peasy. Now we're going to use our glue and attach our carrot tops. Just going to add a small dot of glue on the reverse side. And then we'll go ahead and add our tops here. I'm just going to hold it down so it grabs. We'll do the same thing to our medium carrot using the larger carrot top. And our beautiful carrots are good to go. Aren't they pretty? I just love them. Okay, we're going to set these aside. Okay, I have my Misty out here. And before we do our stamping, what I'm going to do is take the coordinating die. I want to place this on my cardstock and I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. I think this is going to be easier for me to line up my layering images. Okay. So I'm going to lightly tack down the negative piece here. Then I will lightly tack down the positive piece. We'll just inlay this. And then we're going to take our base, line this up over our, this is a lot easier to line up. Once we have this lined up, I'm going to go ahead and lift it up with the lid of my Misty. Now for my base layer, the most solid layer, I'm going to use my lightest brown ink, and that is going to be Classic Craft. So we're just going to go over our first layer of the bucket, and we'll stamp this. I'm going to stamp it one more time, just to even out that color. Lovely. Okay, now we'll clean this off, and then we're going to take the most solid layer of our bar, that little bar that goes across the top, and then we're going to stamp this as well. Classic Craft ink also. Do it 2 times for good measure, and then that is good to go. Our decorative layers, which is the one that says flowers, fresh cut flowers, so pretty. And I'm going to line this up, and I'll pick this up with the lid of my Misty, And then while I'm at it too, I'm going to go ahead and take that wood grain piece that goes over our handle, and I'll add that. I think there's enough room we can stamp both of these at once. Yes. So we'll flip this open, and then for my darker color, I'm going to be using Honey Nut. And we'll stamp this once. We'll stamp it again. I'm loving the way this turns out. Now we have one more detail piece, and this is the little end pieces for that bar that goes across the top. I'm going to take that, and it's actually one piece, which makes it really nice. We're going to line these up, and then I'll stamp this with my Honey Nut ink too. Beautiful. Let's remove our negative, and we have a beautiful flower bucket ready to go. Let's go ahead and bring this over here. Okay, next I have a panel. This measures, let's see, 3.5 inches wide by 4 3/4 inches long, and I wanted to have a little bit of color in our background. We're going to stamp our sentiment on here. Let's go ahead and do that first. We're going to put our panel in our MISTI. And then for our sentiment, we're going to use the Spring Greetings stamp set. And I'm going to stamp an Easter blessing. I think it's going to fit perfectly right here in this corner. So we'll stamp this. And for this, I didn't want black ink, so I'm going to be using my Smoky Shadow ink. Let's just ink this up here. Beautiful. And so our sentiment is stamped. It fits perfectly in that corner. And then I wanted a little bit of color to go behind my delicate circle. And I'm going to put it offsetting it here. So basically I want some color behind this area. For the color, I'm going to be using my Aqua Mist. And I'm just going to use my finger dauber since I have them out. And I'll start basically right here. And then I'm going to fade out. Now I have it really intense in the middle, but my delicate circle will cover that. Just want to create a light color background here. Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and adhere my delicate circle. It covers that real well. Okay, now we're going to take our carrots and we're going to add them to our, I love that the die will cut out the center of your bucket, and I'm going to arrange them inside my flower pail. I think that looks great. We'll raise up our prettier one here. Now once I'm happy with the placement, I'm going to hold it down, I'm going to flip it around, and then I'm going to add some foam adhesive behind here. This is going to help tack it down, and it's going to give me dimension. I want it to spread out just a little bit more down here. I want it to spread out just a little bit more around the circle. I think this halo of blue is really pretty. Need a little more adhesive over here. Okay, I think that's really pretty. Now we're going to go ahead and take our carrots. I have a couple more pieces. I need to remove the release paper, and then we'll add our fresh cut flower bucket with our carrots in it. And then for these, we're gonna kind of do a little tucking with them. Now I did die cut out one more carrot. You can see here, I just colored it in with my orange zest ink. I think it's going to work out lovely with the 5 carrots rather than 4. I think that looks really pretty. Okay, we are going to go ahead and take our card base. Our card base is a standard A2 size top folding card base. I'm going to take some Aqua Mist cardstock. This is a card front panel, and I'm going to adhere that directly to my card base. Oopsie. Just line it up corner to corner. And then we're going to flip around our panel, and I'm going to add some foam adhesive behind here. And I'm just using adhesive backed fun foam for this. So let's remove the release paper here. And then the excess that's overhanging, I'm going to trim off with my scissors. And I think that looks so pretty. Okay, I'm going to finish it off with a little bit of sparkle. I'm going to use my unicorn stickles, and I'm going to add some sparkle to our carrots. And then that is my project for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I loved these carrots. I think they're just so adorable. But thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited to share a project for you for Papertrey Ink. And everything that I use is listed down below. Have a fabulous day. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.